How's it, guys? I just want to start this video by wishing the Springboks good luck for tomorrow's Rugby World Cup final match against England, and I hope they do well. And I also wish England good luck. My son drew this picture at the beginning of the World Cup. My son's birthday is also tomorrow. He's going to be 16. So I just thought I'd send this picture out with my good luck wishes to the box. I also want to say thank you to my loyal followers and subscribers who were able to encourage me in these last couple of days. I really appreciate it. I didn't know that I had some support out there because I don't have support next to me. So it actually makes me feel quite nice that I know that my good will triumph over evil. And I am happy about that. Thank you guys so much. So now straight into the video. This image is, can you see that little hole that I circled in red? It's a hole on the top of my ceiling. And I just wanted to show that hole because at a certain time of the day, the sun shines right through that hole. And it's only for about a few minutes. And then as the earth turns, the sun stops shining through that hole. And I just thought I'd show you that this is proof that the earth is rotating. In addition to all the other things that's happening, the earth is rotating. And this is why I am able to see the sun right through this very, very tiny hole. So this image, from the timestamp, you can see it's just past 2 in the afternoon. And as you can see that the sun has just come over to the left of the building. And that's me just looking up and taking a photo of the sun. The reason I did that is because the sun is above my head, right? And look at that. These walls and all these things are casting a shadow towards the right of those objects. If the sun is above my head, why are these walls in shadow from my view? If I was standing on the other side of that wall, I would be seeing the sun on that wall. How is that possible? And also you can see in these pillars here, the sun is to the left of it because the sun is on the opposite side of this image, right? But my question is, how come these shadows are the way they are? Okay, so here I just wanted to show perspective. I took this image from my window, and my window is about 2 meters from the door, and I am able to see a better view of the sun. I actually discovered that I can change the ISO on my phone's camera, so I am able to take photos out the door and window, but properly from a distance away from the door and window. From I'd say I'm about 5 meters away from the door and about 4 meters away from the window. Now this image, the sun is below the horizon, as you can see, and you can see the clouds are lit from behind my view. I am looking at the shadow side of the clouds, and the sun is lighting the clouds from the other side. And you can see that everything in front of the sun is in shadow because the sun is below the horizon right now. And I've taken a couple of progressive images as the minutes passed to show that those clouds don't stay lit. As you can see now, they're not even lit anymore. But the sky is still lit, but the sun is not visible. It is completely below my horizon, completely. So I don't know how to present this argument, but if the sun is 3,000 miles above, how can these whimsical clouds block the sun? And here once again, as you can see, I just simply looked up and took a photograph of the sun, and I want to show that the sun cannot be 3,000 miles above our heads. And I asked this in a previous video, and I haven't gotten an answer from a fluff yet. Why do these shadows behave like this if the sun is directly above my head and only 3,000 miles high? I don't believe that the shadows will do what I'm seeing in these images. You can see that the walls are in shadow, and so is the church. But you can see the sliver of white there between the church and that wall. That is the sun shining there in front of the church, but the front of the church walls are in shadow. How is this possible if the sun is just going around and around us? This is not possible on a flat earth with the sun doing the motion and not the earth, right? Again, as you can see, the walls and the church are in shadow, and the shadows are creeping in front of the walls here. Can you see that? And all these crates that are standing here and pellets, all their shadows are in front of them, facing me. But I took a photo of the sun directly above my head. How is that possible? That can only be possible if the sun is very, 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 very far away. And scientists and other people have calculated that the sun is plus minus between 93 million miles, and I don't know what the other thing is. I know it's 148 million kilometers to about 152 million kilometers away from the earth. And that makes sense if you look at the shadows where I took the photograph of the sun and where the shadows are. If the sun was close, the shadows wouldn't be so. That's how I feel about it. If I am wrong and a fluff can maybe come and explain to me why, if the sun is directly above my head, shouldn't these walls and the front of the church also be lit? As you can see, the sun is very close to my roof. This is my roof, and this is the side wall of the building that I live in. So the sun is above my head, but the shadows are falling in front of these objects. Oh guys, I have the most beautiful sunsets. I dare and challenge anyone to take photographs of sunsets and put them next to mine, and let's showcase our sunsets. And I'm not talking about arguing about nonsense. I'm just talking about taking photographs of sunset and posting it. It looks like my sky and my veld is on fire. And the reason that is because the sun's light is traveling at an extreme angle through our atmosphere to the lens of my camera or the lens of my eye, and that's what I'm seeing. And this object is the new moon. And here I'm just filming the new moon. Well, it's like, 2 or 3 days old now, and the direction that it's moving in. And I was lucky enough to catch a tiny bit of Venus, but not so nicely. And then I got a surprise, because on the 29th of October, we saw Sirius in the southeastern skies, and that was so amazing. So I decided that I'm going to film it on the next night, and I tried to get a shot very small, very quick. It didn't last. And for the fluffs who ask, where's the curve? Show us the curve. Well, I have detected the curve. Can you see how these clouds are curving over the earth like that, from left to right and right to left? I don't know what more proof can you want, because if the earth were flat, the clouds wouldn't do this. And I got it from left to right like you wanted. So you can eat that, flat earthers. Thank you so much. Yeah. Look, I've never been so drunk in my whole entire life that I bought something that I wouldn't have bought if I was sober. But I just thought I'd throw in this little bit of wisdom for all you guys who might drink and get that drunk. Enjoy! It is very clear from flat earthers' arguments that there are three main things that they don't understand: scale, magnitude, and distance. The sun isn't 3,000 miles up. Oh, and this is a photo of the new moon still, but it's in bokeh, and look at how it looks round. So we must just make sure that we use our focus and our zoom right as to not distort the image. Here I just thought I'd show you the hole in my ceiling again, and in a few seconds the sun is gonna blare through that hole. So I have these special windows in my flat, and it cuts out the glare of the sun for some reason. I don't know what kind of windows these are, but what I do is just a few seconds at a time, I look at the sun. Please don't do this. It's not my suggestion that you do it. I'm telling you that I do it, but only for a few seconds at a time, because flat earthers say that it's a giant ball of fire and it's so close to us. But when you actually look at it, it doesn't look close, firstly, and you can actually see that nuclear fusion happening in the sun. It does have that pulsating motion. It's very interesting to watch. And because I don't have a telescope, I do squint at the sun for a few seconds at a time. So ultimately, the flat earthers are wrong at the size of our sun, the distance from the earth of our sun, and probably all little tidbits of information in between. So thank you, flat earthers, once again for being wrong. I really appreciate it. Thank you to all my new subscribers, and a special shout out to Jimbobo. I really appreciate you guys. I will see you soon. Enjoy!